Okay, all right. YouTube is up. Let's get the gram powered up. Here, man. All right, do we have Facebook up here? Facebook is up. All right. Bounce back. Wasn't pretty. Okay, all right, cool. All right, let's run it back from the top. Man. All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Wednesday evening. Another edition of KFTV's Postgame Live. Shout out to tonight's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Use the Underdog Fantasy app and use our code KFTV for up to $1,000 in bonus cash, plus a free pick. The Knicks shot down the turnpike for a matchup with the Embiidless 76ers, and the Knicks were down their big man as well with no Karl Anthony Towns playing in this one. And well, you guys know what we like to say, man. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. The Nova Knicks would set the tone. Jalen Brunson's 38, McCall chipping in with 23, and Mr. Everything Josh Hart, coming off of the Detroit embarrassment, chips in with a triple-double. A 16-point lead would quickly evaporate in the second half as Maxey and the boys would climb back into this thing, and a lot of Knicks boneheaded plays would send this thing into overtime. But have no fear, Knicks Nation. They got the job done. Couple of clutch plays by Jalen Brunson. Precious Achiuwa playing angry on both ends of the floor. And the Knicks get the win, man. Wasn't pretty, but it was gritty, man. 125-119 in overtime. CP the franchise, Al Trataros on the ones and twos. Call us up on the KFTV Discord with your reactions tonight. Let's go, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Salute. I know why you're laughing. You know why I'm laughing?
Why are you laughing?
I thought we were going to lose this thing.
I'm right there with you.
Boy, oh boy. I thought we were going to lose this thing. And, yeah, this could have been a completely different night, I guess.
Oh,
well,
my
we'll see.
God.
We'll see what the callers have in store and the chat has in store. Maybe they got still more to complain about. But, man, what a tale of two halves, man. You know, first half, it was like these guys couldn't miss anything. The ball movement was crisp, whipping it around the perimeter. Mm-hmm. Three-pointers were going down. OG's hitting threes. Mikal Bridges starting off the game red hot. Yeah, Josh Hart out there looking like Magic Johnson, Brunson in his bag. Everything was looking great, man. And, you know, second half, hey, with third quarter, it was Maxey started getting into his rhythm. Paul George as well. And then the fourth quarter, I was just like, sloppy, man. They have these sloppy fourth quarters where it's just like they're just coasting into offense.
Yep.
You know, lackadaisical, mistake after mistake. You had Brunson on the inbound late in the game. He loses it to Maxey, which was a great play by Maxey. I mean, he's a blur.
Yeah.
You know, he's that fast that you blink and you lose the ball, and that's what happened. And next possession, I mean, how about that possession where Maxey ties the game up, sending it to overtime? Did you not get that playoff flashback from game?
1,000%.
From game
1,000%.
What game was game 5? Was that game 5? Knicks Philly series? Was that 5? I think it was 5 with Maxey, right?
I think it was.
It wasn't 1.
Yes.
It was 5.
Yeah, no, it was definitely 5 because we pushed it to 6.
That's right.
And it was like, yo, what is happening tonight?
I saw Maxey in the backcourt revving the engines. I said, oh boy, here we go again. What's gonna happen right now?
Dude,
you know.
The fact that they essentially, like, it looked like a punt return almost, where they're like, yo, just go all the way back,
Yeah.
get him the ball. He got downhill real quick.
Yeah.
And Yabusele got the rebound. It would have had an easy lay-in, but the fact he just moves that quick and Precious gets the goaltend, that's just it tells you the speed of Maxey, man. He's an incredible player, dude. Like, it's just so tough to guard him. I mean, Bridges had a tough time. OG had a tough time. Like,
Yeah.
that's the one thing about Maxey that we saw in the postseason, man. This dude can get to any spot on the court and make you. He's just a nightmare. You're living in hell every time you have to think about Maxey and having to guard him. And the fact that he got it going in the second half and that he did not slow down, like he missed shots, but I don't think it was from exhaustion. He looks well conditioned that he can keep going for another like 30 minutes, man. That's how fast he moves. And for this, it's like we had some solid plays at there. The one thing I'll say in your monologue, there's one person you missed in your monologue.
Who's that?
Precious Achiuwa. That overtime, man.
Well, that's what I said. Yeah, I said Precious in the overtime. I said,
Okay.
yeah, after Brunson. But yeah, go ahead.
But Precious came up big, man. That was the biggest. He made big plays. 3 big plays after play after play after play. I mean, you get the block on Maxey. You then get the crafty layup.
That little scoop. You put the little
scoop
English on there.
You put a lot of jelly on that one.
Yeah.
As the young kids would say, there's a lot of jelly on that one. And then lastly, he gets the good dime to I think it was OG for that dunk. And look, I really hope that this is Precious finding his rhythm moving forward because we need him. And you saw Tibbs rely on him the most. We did not see Jericho Sims for the rest of this game.
Yeah.
Right? And he relied on Precious. So Precious looking like that guy that we saw after a slow start when he got traded to the Knicks last year, starting to look like he's starting to round into form. Hopefully that's the guy that we have.
He played with a mean streak, man. He definitely played with a mean streak after giving up the goal. Well, not giving up, after just a little timing wise. Bang bang. He got aggressive
tough,
and he got called for the goaltend, but after that, he played with an edge, on both ends of the floor and played smarter, which is what you wanted to see them do, man, because I thought the fourth quarter, they wanted to gift wrap this game and give it away to Philadelphia the way that, they were sloppy. Guys couldn't handle the ball. So yeah, good job by Precious there, just in terms of settling down and giving these guys a way to win the game. How about the inbound on the last play of regulation? I thought Bridges had a window to go to Brunson here. And he gets it to OG. This was the last play, the last shot.
The last play.
OG takes the last shot. What did you think about that? Was that indecisiveness by Bridges? I thought he should have just gave the ball up and give it to Brunson. Nice little bounce pass, could have got it to him in his right hand.
I thought it was being careful. I mean, after you lose it, you saw what Maxey did. You just talked about it. He gets the steal on Brunson. They call a timeout. You don't want to risk anything. I think they would rather go into overtime and compete rather than, putting it in a 50-50 position, and then next thing you know, somebody goes out there, chucks up a shot, and then next thing you lose. Honestly, it worked out perfectly for the Knicks. You get it to OG. It's like he's been off offensively.
Yeah.
When I saw that step back, I was like, that ain't going
that's not it.
I didn't feel that, man.
Yeah.
But with that, I'd rather it play the way out. Obviously, we won, and so you can look back, Monday morning quarterback type thing. But I would rather the way that it played out than take that risk, because sometimes, man, it just doesn't go your way.
Yeah.
And I'd rather that. In those positions, you just got to be safe.
Yeah, no, that's a fair take. But I'm also like, of all people to inbound it, why Mikal Bridges? Because with 2 seconds left, I need somebody that can put the ball on the floor and get a good shot. OG's the last person. I'd probably even rather Hart be put the ball on the floor and put a shot up than OG, as
Hart
an option.
probably should have been the person inbounding it, in all honesty.
Fair. That's fair. So yeah, that was a little peculiar as to why you had Mikal Bridges, who was one of your hottest shooters in the game, inbounding the ball. But nevertheless, they got the job there. Also important, Brunson making his free throws in that overtime period. He had 5 free throw attempts. He made them all. And so, got out of there with the W, man. Wasn't pretty, but it was gritty, and they got the job done. How about Hart with the triple-double, man? Seems like he kind of, another accountability game after the Detroit letdown. Seems like he bounced back strong in this one.
I missed the chance because I was taking care of my son. It was an early start.
I hate them 7 o'clock starts, man.
I hate the 7 o'clock starts, man. And so I missed the opportunity. I was like, oh, no cat. This is going to be an easy triple-double for Josh Hart. This is just like no Embiid.
Yeah.
No Karl Anthony Towns. Who is the next guy that you're going to need to score, muddy things up? And you could just feel that this was going to be a game that it was going to be muddied up all the way through.
Yeah.
This was a perfect night for Josh Hart to get triple-double. That's the secret, people. If you feel like it's going to be a muddied up game, right? That's where Josh Hart's going to come through.
Yeah.
That's where he's going to come through for you. And so, look, this is Josh Hart. You call him Mr. Everything, and he really does everything. And that's like the perfect nickname for him. The dude plays with so much energy. He's always up-tempo. He's always aggressive. You know, he's always looking for a way to just stay in the play. Sure, there's moments throughout games where, you know, he can be caught lacking. But the fact of the matter is that this guy will consistently run through a wall to make sure that they come out winning. And you can see that he was pissed, man, against Detroit.
He was pissed.
You could just feel the frustration after some of these losses, man, where he's talking about no egos, you know, playing better, talking about the defense needing to be better. And then after Detroit, it's like you could just see that he's getting sick and tired of losing games that they believe that he should won, which are his words exactly after Detroit. Yeah. Right? So in tonight's matchup where you don't see, even if Joel Embiid was out there, this is a guy who was part of last year's team that was like the little engine that could and that would compete at 120%.
Same
they
guy.
would punch above their weight. And he's part of that. He's part of that, you know, that cloth, that fabric of what that identity is from the years from since he's been traded here to now. That's who he is, and that's what he's going to be. And I'm not shocked that he got a triple-double, man. You needed him. You needed every single ounce of that triple-double because he kept them in this game tonight.
No question about it. Isabel Trying on the Instagram. Shout out to Isabel Trying. They want us to expound on the Hart ego comment and Ian Begley responding to that. We'll play that a little bit later. We're going to get through some of our game notes and storylines. We'll get to that as part of tonight's postgame show. Wherever you guys are watching from, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, make sure share this video. Share the video. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, man. So make sure that you are sharing this video wherever you guys are at. Share it in a group chat. I know a lot of you guys out there are in a Knicks group chat. Go ahead and drop this link into the group chat. Yeah, as you said, man, he was needed. And what I also liked was you saw them a lot of Brunson off ball and a lot of Hart playmaking and initiating offense in the half court, especially in that third quarter. I like that a lot, and I want to see them continue to do that, man. Like, utilize Jalen Brunson as one of your more reliable and efficient scorers in a way that he's not on the ball all the time. And you do that because you have a good playmaker and a smart playmaker in Josh Hart, and also with Karl Anthony Towns when he's out there healthy.
Absolutely. And look, you know, we're talking about LD's call from last night, right? Where he's talking about how Brunson's just holding the ball.
LD,
lot, right?
Shout out to LD.
Shout out to LD, man. And look, this is something that the team has to work on, is making sure that there's more playmakers. And it's not always going to be done in one season. It's a process. It's a journey to get that. We didn't see a lot of this last year from Josh Hart, where they are looking for him to be a playmaker. And that takes time to develop. We can even go back, and I know some people don't even want to hear this, but when Julius Randle came here, they wanted him to be a point forward. And whether you like him or not, all right, he did get better at a point forward the more times he was given the opportunities to learn, okay? And so for Josh, it's just more opportunities to learn. And you know who else should probably learn, CP? Mikal Bridges, all right? Yeah. That's another guy that needs to, like, be able to initiate. I'm looking for him to kind of be that guy to run with the second unit and have that RJ Barrett role, right? And that's who I would like to see Tibbs stagger with the second unit, give him more of that responsibility to shoulder the offensive load and keep him in that type of rhythm. I know this is something that Bridges has talked about in the past, where he wants to improve as a playmaker, and I think you just got to give him those opportunities to be that lead ball handler at times. And I think with the second unit, when they're looking for offense, that's the appropriate time to do so. Because look, it's going to, when it gets to the postseason, you don't want to be repetitive, you don't want to be redundant, you don't want to be predictable. And so we all know it's going to be running through Brunson's hands, as it should. He should be the lead guy to do it. We know how he's improved as a playmaker this year. Obviously, having the team to do that helps a lot. But you want to keep defenses on their toes. So utilizing Hart, utilizing Bridges, utilizing Cat, those are the guys that should be able to initiate. Well, Cat not necessarily initiate the offense, because you don't want him to necessarily bring up the ball. Yeah. He can facilitate, have that I-Hart type role, right, where you're working the high post and looking for cutters. He's been doing a good job at that. Yeah. But I'd like to see Bridges join Hart and Brunson as being the guy that brings the ball up, initiates the offense, and just even tonight, where you just see him do a simple crossover and drive to the basket. I did like that move. It's like, oh, so you can be that guy that can create an isolation. You were given that responsibility out in Brooklyn. Let's expand on that a little bit more while you're here. This is a 4-year project. Okay, we're in year one of it. Let's try to get him more involved in doing that, because we need to not be predictable when it comes to the postseason.
Yeah, saw a nice, I think it was in the second quarter. You know, Mikal Bridges had himself a good night, another efficient night. He was 9 of 19 from the field, 5 of 10 from downtown, took 10 threes, 19 shots. You know, whenever it's like, especially when Towns is out, or if it's a game, did Hart miss a game this year? I don't remember. One of those guys, he missed 2. But, you know, you see Mikal's usage start to go up, and I like that he changes his role. You know, the other night, he had like 6 shot attempts, 6 assists. Tonight, 19 shot attempts. He's efficient. He's aggressive out there. You saw a nice sidelines out of bounds after a timeout where he's running with the second unit. Looked like Philly was trying to get into a zone, but they ran him around a little curl screen, knocks down the three-pointer. So I like that he was in his bag. All the Nova boys kind of felt like, it always feels like they're at home, you know, when they play back in Nova. So, hey, they were in their bag. I would hope
so. They played at the Wells Fargo Arena.
Yeah. I like how they go in there and they're just like, you know, just ease in, man, because you got Bridges 9 of 19, Brunson 14 and 22, and then Hart, you know, a 10-point, 17 rebound, 12 assist night. And shout out to him, because these guys, they're on their way to get me some money on Underdog Fantasy tonight, Al. So, you know, I really can't complain all too much. You know what I'm saying? I really can't complain all too much. And I'm almost there with Dante. Ooh. I'm almost there with Dante. So shout out to him, because obviously with no Karl Anthony Towns, I always go with Towns is out. I'm always going Hart rebounds easily. So Underdog, I took him higher than 11.5 rebounds. He finished with 14. No Towns, I'm going Brunson. Accountability game. It was higher. I think his point total was like 28. It was high. I was like, I'm going higher. He had the 38. Mm-hmm. And then I had Maxey higher, because I'm like, who the hell is guarding Maxey on this team? You know, the Knicks chick hates when I go against the Knicks. Hey, I bet with my head, not with my heart, man. You know, Knicks don't haven't stopped a point guard all year. Damn sure wasn't stopping no Tyrese Maxey. So I went higher on Maxey to fatten my pockets a little bit.
And let's keep it a buck, man, because there are just some guards you just can't stop.
Yeah.
And the toughest guys to guard are guys with like the top end speed like Maxey. Yeah. With the fact that he can finish, knock down shots, and has that speed, it's a lethal combination, man. And so he's very young still. You know, he's only going to get better too. It's a very tough guy to guard. And that's why, and we saw it even in the postseason last year, right? Like he is just very, very, very difficult to defend. Yeah. OG Bridges, your top 2 defenders. Yes, they've been up and down this season. But if that's like, and Doris Burke mentioned it on the broadcast, you know, these are supposed to be like the wings that you would want. This is the combination of wings that you want for defensive purposes. And while they have been up and down, no one's good at guarding Maxey. Okay,
yeah,
he makes everyone look foolish. So it's no surprise, man.
Yeah,
no surprise.
Absolutely. Shout out to Mind Your Business in the chat, Al. I got to read it on my phone because I can't see it on YouTube. He says CP sounded like Jonte Porter. Well, I don't play, sir. I don't play the game, so everything I'm doing is completely legal and a lot of fun. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D, $10 super chat franchise channel member Al. Everybody throw hashtag PE in the chat. He says we can't have nice things. The team cannot win while bored. They ball differently in drama and excitement. Maybe it's the New York thing. They wake up when it's crazy kinetic. Wingstop first test tonight, man. Shout out to the Rhyme Animal Chuck D, man. Yeah, a lot of people are down on OG, man. I don't know, man. You know,
he looks a hair slow, man.
He does. Like he does look a step slow out there, man.
And you know, knock on wood, he's been healthy.
He's been right. I was just about to say that he's been healthy. But it looks like he does look like he's running a step slow out there, man.
Seems like he's ready for that All-Star break.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man.
And look, if this team was a little bit deeper, maybe there would be some nights where you can give him a rest.
Yeah.
But because you're trying to work on the defense, you're trying to work on the communication. If you gave him rest and you just left them out with just Hart and Bridges, insert, I guess, Precious at the 4. Maybe you can get away with that on one night, depending on the team. But with a tough month of January, this is not necessarily the time where you want to be resting players. This is the time where you still want to be competing and solidifying your position in the standings. Like maybe they could have done that in December, but they were still also like trying to fight for games and get positioning as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I just think for him, he's gonna have to just wait until the All-Star break. Maybe he's lucky and there is a game where he can get some rest, but he looks like he's tired, man.
He does.
He looks like he's tired. And like you could see it with the offense. Like he's second guessing everything. He's lining up the shot.
Lining it up.
He's not really moving with that same burst that we saw for Denver. It felt like he expended all that energy to drop 40 points.
Denver.
And then it was like out the window. Like, damn, man, can you at least pace yourself? Next time, just pace yourself. Don't go out for 40.
He left it all in Denver, man. 3 of 10 from downtown. Did hit the big shot. He did hit a big shot.
He did.
Where they needed him to. But yeah, the dog.
When I saw that, I was like, that better go in, man.
Yeah.
I was like, this has been a rough stretch.
It's been rough,
stretch
man.
on offense.
So, it's like, on one hand, we need another wing in here. We do. We need another wing in here. Like, I saw somebody in the chat said, where was Landry Shamet tonight? I'm like, man, on the bench where he belongs, man. Like, let's knock it off with the where was Landry Shamet. Like, at the end of the day, this is who we're talking about here. But they need another wing, man. They need another wing.
I saw you retweet this with the side eye emoji. You retweeted, shout out to Benji of Knicks Film School, showed the defensive lapse for Shamet, and it's like, well, that'll do it.
Yeah. This is why these guys ride the pine, and this is what we're working with here. But it is what it is. How about off the bench, McBride, Deuce. Woo. The Deuce Welcome was back. Loose tonight. Welcome back. This is what we need. 13 points, 3 of 4 from downtown. How about the sneaky steal, man? Deuce is playing football out there, man.
Yes.
That's the old Deuce, man. That's the old rookie Deuce.
The sprint to get PG lacking.
Got him.
Oh, my God.
Got him. Hell of an effort by Deuce there. 22 minutes for Deuce. 4 or 5 from the field. 3 or 4 from downtown. 3 rebounds. 3 assists. 1 steal. Excellent contributions off the bench from Deuce McBride. Some people wanted to see him closing the game rather than bringing OG back in. Sure. But, hey, he gave us what he gave us in his minutes, and I thought he was great tonight. Your thoughts?
Yeah, look, Tibbs is going to go with he wants, muscle. He wants size out on the court. McBride, he can guard 1s and 2s pretty well. It's at the point where you get to 3s, and when you have PG out there, it's tough. Yabusele, PG, Kelly Oubre, those are all guys who are have strength, size, and that's what Thibodeau is thinking of.
Yeah.
That's why you have OG out there. But McBride did play well. When he subbed McBride out for OG to come back in, that was questionable. I understand why you end the game with OG. I felt like McBride earned a little bit more time on the court. I didn't think he needed to be subbed out at that moment. But 4 or 5 from the field get you 13 points. 3 or 4 from downtown. The 3s were just how about the friendly roll off the backboard? I was like, oh, okay. It's that type of night for McBride. And talk about the awareness. You understand what's going on in this game. And what quarter was that? That was in the 4th quarter. You get Precious, who had a steal, which led to a putback off of a Hart missed layup. And then not too long later, you get a McBride, right, rushing up the court, getting that steal on PG that led to a Brunson 3. And that's that high energy. That's the stuff that you want to see from this team when it comes down to 4th quarter execution, is understanding the situation that you're in and knowing how to execute. Although I will say that probably because McBride did that to PG, Maxey was like, all right, let me get back at you. All right, let me do this to your guy. But McBride, man, excellent performance. Hopefully for him as well, this is him getting out of that little rut for missing 5 games, right? Because he is surely needed. He is that 6th guy. He is the 6th guy that you need
it
moving forward, because this is a guy that can guard 94 feet, right? This is a guy that is probably your best perimeter defender in fighting over screens, navigating screens, no matter what. And so you're going to need him to put that type of pressure. Even guarding Maxey did a decent job. You're not going to stop Maxey, right? I'm not expecting him to stop him, but I thought he did a decent job tonight when he had those opportunities.
Shout out my homie Steve O. He texted me early. I just saw this. He said Sims heard he was on the block and decided to show up. Shout out to the simulation, man. I got to give him props, man. I thought this was his most aggressive outing in quite some time on both ends. 8 points, 7 boards for the simulation. I thought he was active out there in the start tonight. You know, as they say, Tibbs doesn't like to upset the bench rotation. So he went with the simulation tonight. I didn't know if he was going to go Precious, if Sims was hurt, or go with the Huckamania, but he went with Sims. I thought Sims gave us some good minutes, man. What'd you think?
He gave us some good minutes, but come on, CP. You already know why he got the start tonight.
Yeah.
We're showcasing. Hey. You think you're getting this guy for cheap now. No.
Yeah.
Look what he did, all right? Look what he did tonight against a lineup of Yabusele, PG, Maxey, Eric Gordon, and Kelly Oubre. When there's no center out there, he looks great.
Yeah. Look, I thought he gave him some good minutes, man. Simulation was active. He looked at the basket. They passed it to him. He didn't mess it up. He was actually looking to score.
He had a nice little hook shot.
It's a good job by Simulation. Got boards. How many boards you get in 23 minutes? 7 boards. It's a good job. I mean, look, we talk about, one of the stories of this night, 15 offensive rebounds for the Knicks, and Sims accounted for 6. It's a good job. Hart 5, Sims 6. It's good minutes, man. Star in your role. That's what we need from you, Simulation. You got to be aggressive. Don't be afraid of the basket. You got to put the ball in the hoop, man. Got to the free throw line.
Hey.
It's good minutes by Sims tonight, man. Let's give him some credit, man. Let's applaud that man.
We will. He went 2 of 4 from the free throw line. That's 50%. Solid, man.
He was solid, man.
8 for 7. We'll count that as a double-double for you.
Shout out Aiden Wilson in the chat. He said the bar is in hell. He looked at the basket. He's cracking up. I mean, listen, man. We've been watching Sims for 3 years. This was probably his best game. Give him credit. It's all hands on deck, Al. No Carl Anthony Towns. It's all hands on deck, man.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank God Andre Drummond wasn't out there today.
Thank God. Thank God, man. So anyway, man, 125-119. Call us up on the KFTV Discord. Let me get my guy STG Nick in here with the stadium report. He was out there. STG Nick, he travels with the team. You know what I'm saying? He's at midcourt at MSG. He's flossing the center court seats. He was at center court at Wells Fargo Arena here. STG Nick, I'll mute your mic, sir. Stadium report. Let's go.
What's up, guys? Great win. The vibes were immaculate at the Wells Fargo Center. Again, maybe 60-40 Knick fans. They took over again.
60-40, bro. It sounded like a funeral in there until about the fourth quarter. Knicks Nation was in there heavy.
There was MVP chants again.
Bro, they were booing Maxey. You could hear the boos on the TV when Maxey was at the free throw line.
Oh, yeah, it was loud. And, right away, in that first quarter when Deuce checks you hear the Deuce.
Heavy.
That's when you know they're in there. And then after the game in the concourse, you get the FMB chants.
Wow.
They're still doing those.
Yeah, that's brave. That's a brave thing.
Oh, yeah. Especially in the regular season in a game we didn't even play. But we outnumbered them, so we weren't worried.
Okay. All right.
Well, one thing I did notice, though, that definitely got Brunson going was especially there in the honestly throughout the game, but especially in the fourth quarter, there was a guy sitting courtside. He had a beanie on. He was heckling Brunson the whole game. There was a point when even Rick walked over and Brunson's like, calm down, to the guy. So he told him to relax a few times. And then after the game, after the Mikel alley-oop or something, he yelled over again after they call a timeout after that. And Brunson yelled over to the guy. So there was a heckler in the first row.
I think I saw that late in the game. This was a guy, he was sitting at the scorer's table around there.
No, he was where Spike would sit.
Okay.
He was over there by the 3-point hash. Going at it all game. Brunson didn't get him ejected because the ref kind of went over to him and there was security that followed Brunson and Brunson did not leave him.
Interesting.
But they were going at it all night, just heckling. But I think it worked out. Because it was funny. I could clearly read his lips. The one time he said, just sit down, and another time after they won the game, as he walked off, he said, go home. So I've never seen Brunson really get animated like that with a fan. But it worked out. He had 38, took over there in the fourth quarter. Worked out really well. I was a little nervous there. It was 107, 102. OG hit the three. I literally thought that was game. I thought it was over. And then Maxey turnaround. And then we turned the ball over. And then, like you said, too, on the top of the show, just reminded me of game 5, full head of steam.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, my God, here comes the 4-point play. But no, he got all the way to the basket.
Yeah.
The layup. And then, the OG shot looked a little hesitant, but it is what it is. We took over in overtime. It was never close after that.
I'm showing the video. You caught the deuce 3, the first deuce 3, and tagged us on the IG story. So I'm seeing you're about maybe about 10 rows back from Ruocco and Doris Burke. How was the seats, man? How was the seats? You center court, 10 rows back. What was the vibes like over there, man?
Oh, it was good. It was good. Hearing the guys talk, especially Brunson going at it with the guy courtside was great.
Yeah.
I saw before the game, I saw Fred Katz was in the building. I saw all the Nick guys. Friend of the program. Fred was there. I saw Steph Bondi. Saw all the beat guys, and I saw the guy from ESPN. What's his name there? Bontemps. He's not always the most favorable to us, but I saw him there.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it was good win. Clyde was there, but they got to put my boy Clyde courtside. They don't have Clyde there at Philly courtside. He was up, midway up.
I got yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right, no doubt, man. Well, yeah, get home safe, man. Were you taking the Iron Horse? You on the Amtrak or are you driving?
Yeah, I'm taking the Amtrak. I was in the Discord originally, but Philly subways, they don't got connection down there, so able to get out of there.
Yeah.
Are you be there? Are you guys going to be at? I know you have a watch party on Friday. Are you going to be at the game or no?
No, we will be at the watch party, sir. We will be at the watch party, man. So see if you can pull up for happy hour before you hit the game, and we'll connect, man.
Oh, yeah, sounds good. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I might get tomatoes, but Julius is my second favorite all-time Nick behind Carmelo, so I'm really looking forward to it. I hope they do him well and they give him at least an ovation. I thought he did a lot for us, and I hope they do him right.
Yeah, I think that they will. They will. Garden is they're classy like that. I think they're going to give him an appropriate video. Dante will get a video, the Philly game and those memories and things of that nature. Dante breaking the record. I mean, he had an action-packed rookie campaign with the Knicks, if you will. So both of those guys will get the Garden salute. It won't be Philly. You got the guys trash talking Brunson and all of that. So we'll be good, man. We'll definitely be good. But yeah, we will be at the watch party, man. And those of you in the chats, pull up on us. Clinton Hall 36 is the place to be, man. 16 West 36th Street. If you guys are going to the game, we got good happy hour specials. $6 draft, $7 well drinks, $8 eats. And then if not, stay for the game, man. Eric L. Beats on the 1s and 2s. We'll have live game audio on the loudspeakers, and then Eric rocking on the 1s and 2s during commercials. So it's a great time, great vibe. We'll have quarterly giveaways as well. So everybody come through and come hang out with us, man. Clinton Hall 36. Ali, he's on the Philly subway at night. My man's talking about they talking about FMB Wednesday night in Philly.
FMB.
I said, all right.
Yo, if unlimited PTO was a person.
Yeah. I said, okay.
Joel Embiid, man. Good God.
Hey, Knicks fans are feeling it. Hey, it was a little different when we were there with the takeover in game 4. It was broad daylight. Everybody was there, carrying on and whatnot. It's nighttime in Philly, man.
No.
Because remember, game 6, a couple of Knicks fans caught a little static out there, if you will. This is a family show, and a couple of Knicks fans had some issues there at game 6 getting out of there. So I'm just saying, just take it easy. It is Philly after all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, be careful on that Philly subway, man. I think that subway goes to all the arenas over there too. So Hey.
We don't get enough super chats here for bail and emergency room bills. So you guys just take it easy, man. Get home safe and get out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Do you even trust an Uber at that point? You don't even know who you're getting.
You don't even know who you're getting in the car with.
There's no safe way out of Philly, is there? You better just drive and then go home.
Yeah, you got to get out of there, man.
Speaking of which, how'd you feel? Because I saw all this going on. You already know I'm going.
Yeah, let's get to it. Hang on, let me find the footage first, man. Hang on, but go ahead. Actually, go ahead. Let me find the footage in the meantime, man.
Karl Anthony Towns. What are we doing, man? You are rocking Eagles gear on the bench. Yeah. While you are on the New York Knicks and you're in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
What's going on?
And he ultimately changed. Like, here's the thing.
In the fourth quarter. He changed in the fourth quarter to Knicks stuff, and I'm like, what is happening, man?
Like even my shout out my cousin. He's a Raptors fan, but he's a KFTV diehard supporter.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, what's up with your guy right here? Listen, man, since he's gotten here, from a PR standpoint, he's won us over. He's changed hearts and minds and souls. He's been fantastic. I saw this, and I said, this is the lamest thing I've ever seen. What are you doing? We don't need that. It's bad enough you got the captain parading around here with the Eagles stuff on, but he does it after the game. Or he'll do it a little pregame on his walk-in. He'll have the beanie on or whatever. You sitting on the bench repping Philadelphia? I mean, come on,
That's
man.
nasty work, bro.
That is nasty work, as the kids would say.
And I see people online, but I'm a Giants fan. I'm a this fan. It doesn't bother me. No. You are in the city where you are playing against said brother team. Like, what are we doing, man? You can't be rocking a Philly gear as you're playing against Philadelphia. That's insane.
Like how you got 100 people branding people with the team, rocking with the team. You let this guy walk out the tunnel with a full-blown Eagles apparel on. Brunson's not going to say anything. Hart's from the DMV. He's a Redskins fan. He's not saying anything.
Commanders.
Commanders, PC. I don't even know Mikal Bridges watching football. Like, nobody's here checking this guy. Like, bro, what are you doing? I'm old, man. That was a little get off my lawn, I guess. But
I would expect, isn't Bridges from the Philly area? So I would expect him to be also an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
So he's probably like, between all, first of all, how is it that a New York team has so many guys that are rooting for everything?
Crazy, man. Randall was a Cowboys fan when he was here. Like, was anybody rocking with the Giants or Jets?
Well, rocking with the Jets is a tough thing, man.
So yeah. Anyway, it was so bad that he changed. Somebody got the memo. Like, hey, man, you look crazy on TV right now, repping the New York Knicks.
It's like when the Empire State Building was lighting up green after the Eagles won. I'm like,
yeah.
What is happening? There are things that you just do not do. All right.
Yeah.
If you are from New York, you do not represent Philly in any shape or form. No. What is happening tonight? What's going on?
This is precisely why we don't have rivalries in the game anymore.
Do we not have decorum anymore when it comes to sports?
Yeah. This is why we don't have rivalries, man. But anyway, shout out to Bodega. Like I said, man, he's our guy. It was an egregious blunder by him. Don't let it happen again, man. Because that was just ridiculous.
Sitting, and not only you're sitting, everyone's in their Knicks warm-ups and stuff, and then you see one guy in green.
Yeah.
And it's like,
what?
It's not even Jets green. It's like, what?
What? I know, man. Anyway, but more on Towns as you speak on it. Here from Stephen Bondi, Al. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Tests on Karl Anthony Towns' thumb revealed a bone chip in addition to the sprain. New York Post has learned. Surgery isn't necessary, and the plan is for Towns to play with the chip. He isn't available tonight because of swelling from the sprain and is considered day-to-day. And that's what I thought today when I was on with Sky Zoo. Like, I felt like he was out today because it probably swelled up on him after the Detroit game. He's probably playing on adrenaline, so you're not really feeling it. But after the game, it probably blew up on him, and so he missed this game. But, yeah, that's the verdict on Karl Anthony Towns, man. Your thoughts?
Well, they also mentioned that he'll be able to play through the remainder of the season. It's on his left hand, is it not?
I believe so. I don't know if it's on his shooting hand. Let's see. I believe it is on his left hand. Let me double check on that in the article.
So if it's not on his shooting hand, that's a good sign. That's good too, right? So he'll be able to play effectively. Obviously, going to have to deal with some pain. The thing is that players are going to see that. It's going to be bandaged up, so they're going to try to swipe at the hand, cause a little discomfort, try to get him thinking about, the injury while he's in the game. But it's a good sign that he will be able to play through it and not have to miss much time, right? Maybe just give him a little time to rest, recover. But thankfully, it's not serious enough where he'll be missing games,
It's on his right hand.
It's on his right hand?
Yeah. Well, it looks like in the picture he's holding his right hand. I'm almost positive.
Ooh, if it's on the right hand, that'll be interesting. I wonder how he manages that if it's a shooting hand then.
Yeah. It looks like it's a shooting hand. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just looking at a picture. I don't have.
They're saying in the chat it's his
right hand.
So,
right hand.
So if it's right hand, then that's going to be interesting. I wonder how he's going to have to modify shooting then.
Yeah.
Take back the whole thing about shooting. I'm interested to see how he's going to be if he modifies his game. Do you get even closer to the basket? Do you reduce even? He's not even taking that many threes while currently this season. So if he's not taking that many threes, is he going to even drop? Is that even going to drop?
Well, I would
to the basket.
I would think he's going to take more threes as to try not to bang and have people kind of swipe down on his hand.
Where you get enough? I don't know. I don't know what the taping is. Are you going to have a good enough grip on the ball where you're going to be able to shoot effectively? I mean,
does that impact his efficiency?
Yeah, let's not forget that last game he did airball a shot. He doesn't usually airball a three.
Yeah,
but he airballed a three.
Yeah,
because he's thinking about the pain.
That's true.
And he knocked down the next one afterwards. But I wonder if that affects his efficiency from downtown. And that's why I'm thinking, even if you're playing down low, it's an easier shot attempt for him. He's been working so well on the paint. Maybe you go in that direction. I know that he may want to, shy away from the contact and not damage it any further, but that's where he'll be most. That to me, I feel like that's where he would be most effective. I wonder how this all plays out for him.
I pulled up the New York Post article. Our guy Brandon London met with an orthopedist from NYU Langone who spoke on an injury. We'll play that soundbite a little bit later on in the show, but that's the skinny on Karl Anthony Towns right now. Call us up. Let us know your thoughts on the KFTV Discord. Working on new phone lines and all of that. But just bear with us in the meantime. Salute to the Discord. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Hit that like button. Hit the share button. Subscribe to the channel. 2,000 people on the check-in here on on YouTube. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube, Twitter, X, and Instagram as well. Okay, $50 super chat, Al, from our guy above the rim. Also a mod in the chat. Says OG running around like RJ. Turn the ball over on drives like Randall. OG doesn't create enough force throughout the game. Knicks fans held it down in Philly tonight. Felt like a playoff game in the arena. Shout out to my section behind the bench. Shout out to Above the Rim, man, representing us well, man. Yeah, I believe he's out there. I believe he lives out there in Philly. Above the Rim, you live out there, right? I think you do. So shout out to him for holding it down. Who else? Somebody else. Hang on. Shout out to who else, man? Trying to read the other super chat. Above the Rim also says Cat had on an Eagle shirt on the bench in the first half, then changed his shirt for the second half. I wonder if they told him to take it off. They absolutely did. They said, "Bro, you're looking crazy out here." There was no other way. He got the word. There was no other way, man.
Nice that they have Knicks apparel on the road to change that out.
Oh yeah.
Or do you think they got the intern to hop on the train back? Get down there immediately.
Nah, I'm sure they had a full bag. CL Kenrick, $5 super chat says MSG Philly in the building. Great overtime cardiac win. Achua, 3 big blocks. Brunson, 38. Bridges, good scoring. There's your defense. Triple dub hard. So CL Kenrick was in the game, was at the building as well, Al. Shout out to him. Somebody else, I missed the other super chat. Somebody else said that they were in there repping KFTV Snap. So salute to you. I'll read that super chat in a little bit. I can't pull it up on YouTube for some reason, so I got to look at it on my phone. But we'll pull it up. Pops the Legend on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Pops the Legend.
Hey, what's going on, CP and Alex?
Good, man.
How you guys doing?
Good, man. How you feeling, man?
Feeling good. I'm going to equate this win to Jalen Brunson attempt dunk. It wasn't pretty, but it got the job done.
Yeah. He's good for that. Shout out to the captain, though, man. He had a great game tonight.
He did. But again, I feel like almost every time I call, I speak about Josh Hart, and he cannot go without being mentioned. Another triple-double where he had more points and rebounds. I mean, more rebounds and assists than points at one point.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing about Hart, you could just see it that he was very disappointed in that Detroit loss, physically, verbally, all of that. And you could just see that he was just so locked in tonight on getting these guys to win. He was great. He was great all the way around.
Yeah, he definitely, he comes to play almost every day. So that's what you can really appreciate from him. And one last thing, let's say Alex or CP, you guys are the coach or GM of this team. What would you want to do before we start making that late run to the playoffs? Like, you guys are in charge. What would you guys do?
I mean, if they can pull out a miracle and somehow find another wing for depth on this team, I think it would go a long way. You know, we talked about OG. Maybe he needs some rest. He needs some legs. I think they could use a guy who could just give them just an all-out defensive effort for a couple of minutes. You know, I don't know if that's a Chuma Okeke in the G League. Do they try to get him on a vet minimum contract in March? But I think they could use just one more scrappy, tough, physical defender off of the bench, and I think that would help. And then you have Precious, who's rounding into form, McBride. Hopefully you get Mitch, and you know that's the squad I go with, man. If they can get that, it's easier said than done. Yeah, man. Al, what do you think, man?
Wing is good, just because I think earlier in the season we discussed this, and I said center depth, but the more I think about it now, it's like you got Precious back. When we get Mitch back, that's another center. If you're trading Jericho Simmons, that means you're probably a little bit more comfortable with what Huck Porty's doing. So maybe he gets a little bit more time. So if you think about the 5 depth, it's actually that's rounding out into form. So the wing position is definitely something, because we got a plethora of guards, and definitely the wing, just to give Bridges, OG, and Hart a rest. That's the step at this point.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I don't know how they do it, but hey, we got to trust Leon and those guys, man. They'll figure it out. You know, people keep talking about Kamara from the Blazers. I mean, I can't see how the Blazers let him go. He's on an uptick right now with them. That's it. Boy, we never know, but he seems like part of their future and not necessarily an expendable piece. But you never know.
They're trying to keep talent. They're not trying to lose talent.
Yeah. And nobody, and I mean nobody, let this be the end of the DeAndre Ayton stuff, man.
Oh, good God.
I've been beating people away with a shoe on this guy for years. All right? When you talk about soft, when you talk about a guy who needs to just go home, go to Bahamas and just go chill on the beach. And remember last year where he was like, yo, I'm snowed in, I can't come to work?
Yes.
That's the guy you want here? That's the guy y'all want here? I better not see none of these content creators. I don't want to see. Do you want to trade for DeAndre Ayton? What would you do? I don't want to see any of that.
You know this is all dropping tomorrow now that you said that.
What do you guys think? Should we go get DeAndre Ayton? No.
Nick Richards is gone. Going to Phoenix.
Nick Richards is gone. Nick Richards today traded in a blockbuster trade. Nick Richards in a second for Josh Okogie, and what was it, 3 seconds or 2 seconds the Phoenix gave up? 2 or 3? One or the other.
I have to look into that.
Yeah. Not important, but yeah, Nick Richards out of here. Good pickup for Phoenix, though. You know, clearly the Nurkic experiment is over.
Yeah, I mean they need somebody. I mean he's getting up there in age, man. He's not the same guy that he was out in Portland. So
yeah,
they're looking for that depth. They're trying to do anything, man. They're trying to figure out their season.
That's right. Armand Dada said snowed in. Yeah, isn't that accurate, Al? Did he miss one game last year because he claimed
the roads were icy?
He couldn't get out of his house. That's the guy you want to come to New York?
I'm good.
They need to go back to the Bahamas and hit the beach. Yeah, look, man.
Dude, what happened to him too, man? Like he was so instrumental to get to the NBA Finals on that Suns team. It's like, oof.
Some people just, just despite the natural talent, because clearly you got to have unbelievable talent to make it in the league. You're a rare breed. Some people just don't care, man. You know, some people, if your heart's not in it, it don't matter how good you are. We've seen it time and time again. You know, the DeAndre Ayton's just one of many. So
Phoenix Suns have agreed to trade Josh Okogie and all 3 of their trade-eligible second-round picks for Charlotte Hornets center Nick Richards.
Damn.
They're desperate.
Hey, take notes. When you creeping on that second apron, these are the moves.
Woo. They got it. They're trying to get rid of Beal now.
Yeah, they have to. I think they end up with Butler. Because you heard what Steph Curry said to the Warriors. The realest thing you ever heard. You didn't hear what he said?
No, I didn't actually.
He basically told him, don't get desperate at the trade deadline. The chef said, I'm good. I got $60 million. I got 4 rings.
Don't bring that ego over here.
Yeah, I'll take care of the future. I will be all right. That's basically what the chef said. Like, listen, this team is not it. Don't go out there and mortgage your future for no damn Jimmy Butler. I will be okay. I'm set. That was real. LeBron would have been like, get rid of everything. Get rid of everything. I don't care what you got to do. I'm trying to win and be popular.
I did hear Butler say no to Milwaukee. Don't even think about trading for me.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know where he ends up, but that saga needs to be over with soon. I'm kind of tired of hearing about it.
Does it?
I'm just kind of tired.
I mean, like that Pat Riley's dealing with drama right now?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. But, they're treating this guy like, he's a second coming. Like, the guy's past his prime. He's on the decline. So I just don't, I think there's just way too much hype in it. But anyway, so to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up on a few boys. 126 to 119. You guys know what I like to say, man. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. And the timing was perfect, man, because today I was working with our internal KFTV designer. Shout out to Tone. And we were brainstorming. We were scrapping together. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty teas, man. So, I want the family to weigh in on this and give us some feedback. What do you guys think, man? This was the mock-up here. We got one in white, one in black. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty, man. Which one do you guys like in the chat, man? The white version, the black version. Let's get a vote going in the chat. Leave us a comment after today's show in the comment section. Let us know which one you guys like, and maybe we'll release these. Or any feedback, what we need to add, what we need to take away, let us know, man. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty, man. Al, which one would you go with, man?
That white one's pretty crispy. I like it.
Yeah, I like the white one. The black ones, though, are black versions of pretty much everything that we have, whether it's snaps, T-shirts, hoodies.
Oh, they always sell out.
Always, the black versions always sell the best.
Yeah, the chat is going overwhelmingly black right now.
Black, yeah. The black versions typically do well, man. So anyway, let us know your thoughts, and maybe we'll drop these some point this week. All right, Al, let's go through the key stats of the night. And I said 126, 119 is 125, 119. Correction on that. All right, let's get to the key stats of the night here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Both teams shooting over 50% from the field in this one, man. Knicks 53.5, Philly 50. 3-point shot, always good when the Knicks are on the other side of, say, 38. They were at 43 and 16 to 37 from the field. 43% from three, 37 from three for the Sixers. 70% for the charity stripe out. That's part of the reason why we let these guys hang in there. 17 of 24 from the charity stripe. As always, they got to clean that up as Philadelphia hit all of their 14 free throws. Knicks did win the rebounding battle, which I expected, especially with no Embiid in there. They won the assist battle 28 to 27. Turnovers, 16 Knicks turnovers led to 20 Sixer points, and 12 Sixer turnovers led to 25 Knicks points. How about the fast breaks, man? 18 to 13, Knicks win that one. I thought that was a big category there, especially early in the game. And then 54 to 56 points in the paint were fairly even. And largest lead of the night for the Knicks, 16. Sixers never led out. They tied the game a couple times, but never led.
There you go. That's probably my favorite one, man. They never led. But we looking at these stats. Look good. Even with 71% from the free throw line and Philly going 100%. Shot the three ball very well. They're starting to shoot the three ball better. They were on like 8-9 games. They were shooting like below 30%. And so it's nice to see that they're getting out of that rut. JB, Bridges, all those guys contributing in a big way. Same thing with McBride. Having him return, definitely helping with the 3-point percentage. Looking at this, reboundings, man. Rebounding, just huge. They dominated by 10 against the Sixers. And the big part was the offensive rebounding, man. That's something that the Knicks, always were better than all teams last year at, was getting second chance opportunities. And tonight, they did a much better job than the Sixers. I mean, it was a narrow narrow margin, but when it comes to offensive rebounding, it's always going to be. It usually is narrow, so 15 to 11. That's what you want to see, especially like in the fourth quarter where you're trying to keep possessions alive, and in OT, that's the stuff where you want to see them just thrive in that area. But all in all, these are just good numbers for the Knicks. Solid win. It looks like they're bouncing back offensively. Still want to see the assists get up there. I know they were moving the rock well. I know part of the other half of assists is putting the ball through the hoop, but you get Cat back out there. It seems like they're getting back on track with sharing the rock too.
Yeah, I love the ball movement today, man. The ball movement was great. The diversity in the offense, playing Brunson off ball, having Hart generate, running plays from Mikal Bridges as well. I thought they really diversified well. And also, giving them credit also in the overtime, despite the fourth quarter being sloppy, just handling the two on the ball pressure situations in the overtime. And it wasn't Josh Hart, it was Precious. That was different.
Yeah. Yep.
That was different.
Well, he has that lateral quickness, so that's why, I don't see the Knicks. That's part of the reason why they want him for center depth. And when you're thinking about like guarding the perimeter, like what Mitch offers, you want somebody who's capable of guarding multiple positions, and Precious gives you that.
Yeah,
that's why when he's on and he's capable of when he's on defensively, he looks like he does tonight.
Yeah. That's it, man. Well said. And once again, those are the key stats of the night, brought to you guys by our friends at Underdog Fantasy, man. Hey, download the Underdog Fantasy app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com. Use our code KFTV for up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a free pick. Shout out to our guys at Underdog, and shout out to CK2K on the Underdog play-by-play show. Did a great job, especially you guys at home who can't watch the games. You can watch along with us in CK2K. Tomorrow we will have the Underdog Fantasy Game of the Week previewing the upcoming matchup between the Knicks and the Wolves. And Al will be running that show tomorrow night. Stay tuned for time. And as I said, man, tap in with our guys over at Underdog Fantasy. You can play the daily fantasy option, or you can play the pick'em option, which is what I did tonight. And I'm looking pretty good tonight, Al. I'm looking pretty good. Let me
talk about it.
Let me pull up some results. Now in the Underdog draft, I think you beat me maybe like twice in a row.
I have beaten you twice in a row.
You have beaten me twice in a row.
I have bragging rights.
You do.
Thank you for my lunch. I've been having some decent lunch now.
That is correct. You did beat me twice in a row. So good job by you there. Now I'm looking for my pick'ems. Oh, here we go. The pick'ems are looking good tonight, Al. The pick'ems are definitely looking good. And when we talk about the pick'ems on Underdog, you're going to pick between 2 to 8 players, and you're going to predict whether or not they go higher or lower in a given stat category that Underdog Fantasy has for the night. You can play multiple sports, whether it's basketball, football, college football, pro football, or hockey as well. And tonight I went Nova Nick energy, Al. In this Nick versus Sixers game, I went Jalen Brunson with higher, 28.5 points. It was a high bar, but with no Karl Anthony Towns, I thought this was going to be a night for the Brunson barrage. 38 points. He cleared that. I also had Josh Hart. With no Karl Anthony Towns, I'm always looking at the Hart rebound number, and I'm typically going to go higher, man. Higher than 11.5 rebounds. And for Josh Hart, he got 14 rebounds on this one. Also in this game, I had Tyrese Maxey with higher than 26.5 points. With no Joel Embiid, Maxey coming off of rest and the injury. Yes, he did take 30-something shots to get it, but he cooked in the second half, and he got there. He got 31 points. Also, I took with Minnesota hosting the Golden State Warriors. Warriors giving up a lot of threes as of late, Al. They've been about 25th in the league in terms of guarding a three in the last month. Dante DiVincenzo has been hoisting them up, and the Big Ragoos seem to be settling in a little bit. And so I went with higher than 2.5 threes with Minnesota at home. And right now he's got 4. He's got 4. So this is going to be a win for the franchise tonight. I put up $20 and I went with the flex pay, not the standard. I went with the flex. With the standard, I would have had a chance to win about, I think it was about like 190 or something like that. But with the flex, you can hedge a little bit and I'll get 92.80. Get 92.80 there. You know, so almost a little lunch money there, if you will, man. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Any money is good money.
I still owe you for the draft, man. So we'll see what's up on Friday, man. See me on Friday, bro.
Oh,
you know what I mean? See me on Friday.
I'll be there. I like the challenge.
Yeah, man. Who do you have for game of the week preview? What time?
9:30 tomorrow, and let me get his name,
right.
So that way everyone, so I don't butcher it.
9:30.
Yep, Jack Borman. All right.
Okay.
He covers the Minnesota Timberwolves, and he covers the Timberwolves for Locked On Minnesota. So he'll be coming through tomorrow.
There we go.
Make sure to tap in, give us the insight on what we should be expecting between the Knicks and the Wolves on Friday.
All right,
and
good.
Wait, isn't there a watch party happening this Friday too?
Yeah,
CP?
Friday we have Clinton Hall 36 watch party. Make sure you guys are RSVPing at KFTVWatch.com and also at KnicksFanTV.com. Also along the watch party wave, I'm working, me and my guy Ben Lyons, KFTV family, we're working on a fundraiser for the California wildlife victims. We're going to, as part of the Knicks versus Lakers watch party on February 1st, we are planning a watch party. We're going to donate all proceeds to the Red Cross and all the people that are impacted by the wildfires. We will have a silent auction. Right now, we are working on gathering some items, and we're going to get some hot items for a silent auction. And so all going to be towards a good cause, all proceeds going to help those in need, man. California wildfires, man. I got a lot of people out there, people I don't know, and this is the least we could do to help. So Knicks versus Lakers watch party. Look out for more details on that probably on Monday. We'll have a bigger announcement on that on Monday. But yeah, that's some of the announcements there, Al.
Nice.
Yeah, some of the announcements. Okay, let's wrap up with the calls of tonight. Let's go to Tone. Tone, go ahead and unmute your mic.
You hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good. This is a great win tonight. Happy we won, man. I actually had that injury that Cat got. I had it probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
Usually, speaking for myself, it healed in 2-3 weeks, but you got to play with a splint on. So I think that's what he's probably going to have to do. It does hurt getting hit, but you just get used to it, I guess. So, also, I need JB, man. He work on his hops, man. He got to dunk that. I need
That's the JB special, the almost,
I was like, oh man, he got a two-hand that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, great win, man. Let's keep it going, man.
Yeah.
Have a good night, man.
Hey, 27-15, man. 27-15. Best start in the last 10 years, and fan base wants a coach fired, and they hate the team. So this is why we're here, to add a little bit of balance. Best start in 10 years, we hate the team. Like I said on Twitter, Al, y'all remember 17-65?
Oof, which one?
Now they acting,
when you say 17-65, you got to ask which one, CP.
The 17-65 season, man.
There's
Pre-RJ.
two.
Well, yes, pre-RJ. I was here every night.
There was two pre-RJ, man.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I was here every night, man. So that's why I laugh when people are like, the Tips Fan TV and Coach Thibodeau. Hey, man, these are great times. Great. These are great times. I pushed that live button on 65 losses and showed up to work every night. So
were you happy that was the Fizdale era, or would you rather seen the Derek Fisher 17-65?
Right. You choose. So all the Tips Fan TV, hey, keep it coming. I'm having a great time right now.
Coach Thibodeau.
Yeah. I'm loving it all, man.
Tips Fan TV.
We having 27-15. What are we talking about, man? These are great times. We're talking about playoffs. Back in my day, Al, that was a pipe dream.
Back in my day. It wasn't that long ago, CP.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. We've come a long way, man. So
you couldn't see Emmanuel Mudiay, Alonzo Trier, and Timmy, taking it all the way for you.
We was here having hopes for. Let's not even go there. Let's
It's a good night, CP.
It's a good night. We don't got to go that route. We don't got to
go down that road. Let's not.
Let's go. OS Jedi. What's good?
Hey everyone, excuse me. Hey everyone, hope everyone's having a good night.
You too, man.
I have a couple of notes, but I want to start with a hot take that's been like sitting in my head since I saw this game, and I've noticed it through the season.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Brunson has a killer instinct some nights that is amazing to watch. He kind of like takes over a game, will hit the shots that are necessary, get into the paint when necessary. That dude has the killer instinct to really take this team to the next level. Just want to start with that. Great win by the team. I have a couple notes. Let's start with the third quarter at the 9:10 mark. You can see some discord with OG and Hart. That's when, if I remember correctly, Brunson or Precious got the rebound. Hart and OG kind of intersected. It looked like the pass was for Hart, but it went to OG. Hart raises his hand in annoyance. That actually happened a couple times through the game. Not saying there's anything there, but it was just noticeable.
Okay.
We need one last thing before I go. In my notes, I noticed that the Knicks are giving open threes. The reason we're giving open threes is we don't trust our interior defenders. So we have 2 to 3 people in the paint trying to make sure someone doesn't score. So what happens is someone tries to penetrate, defense collapse on them, open man for 3. This constantly happens to this team. The solution is going to be Mitch Robinson. Mitchell Robinson's really going to change the dynamic when he's there and when you have a true rim protector. Yo, everyone have a dope night.
Good points.
Thank you.
Good points, man. Rate that call in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. Came with the notes and proper analysis, man. I respect that.
He was prepared, CP.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, let's run through a lot of these out because we're over the hour mark. Let's run through a lot of these. I want to play the Maxey soundbite, and as our caller just spoke about, Josh Hart. Here was Tyrese Maxey speaking on Josh Hart's impact on this game. Another triple double for Josh Hart, man. Here we go.
What is that like going up against a guy like that who can make an impact in so many different ways, and you look up and suddenly he has a triple double? Right.
I literally just look at that.
Hang on, let me get this. Let me get the volume up, man. So some of these people, man, get your postgame volume up, man, so we can get this sound bites clear. Here we go. Maxey.
He impacts the game, man. He impacts the game like it's just crazy. Like I had no clue he had triple double tonight. Like not even a little bit. Now I'm looking at the stat sheet. He had 17 rebounds. Nobody else on the team had double-digit rebounds. Like that's like he's carrying that load. On the defensive end and the offensive end of rebounding. Then you get the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hand, and if it's him, he's going to make the right play every single time almost. So he's difficult coverage, especially when you have that type of team, that type of shooting around it. He does a really good job of when he gets rebounds, pushing the pace. You're so worried about Jalen Brunson, you're so worried about Mikal, you're so worried about OG, and then when Cat plays, you're so worried about those guys because they can shoot. He can punch gaps and get layups, and then as soon as you start helping off that, he's making the right reads to his shooters out, on the three-point line. So he does a good job of that.
There you go, Maxey himself, Al, speaking on the importance, I think, of Josh Hart to this team, man. As he said, shooting the gaps, making the right plays, making quick decisions, and having a high IQ, man. Just having him as that secondary playmaker, I think, has always been big, especially offensively for these guys. And then, as Maxey said, you look at it, the guy's got 17 boards. He's fighting out there.
Look, Josh Hart is a star in his role, man. He's one of the best guys to do it at that position with regards to rebounding, being a downhill threat, being a guy who can score effectively in transition. He offers a lot. And now that he's adding the playmaking part to his game, he's just becoming invaluable at this point. So for the Knicks, he's so important, man. Like everyone that's starting five is important for the role that they do. That's why when like postseason comes, like you need all of them to look great. But what Hart does, especially doing the gritty work, like someone has to sacrifice to do all that type of stuff. It's not easy, and for him to be that free safety on some nights where he's a ball hawk, or be the strong safety and know when to blitz, or do all of those things while impacting offensively and defensively and just consistently getting it out of the mud. Invaluable, man. You can't even really put a price tag on it.
Big time, big time. Let's go to the Hart post-game reaction. Somebody said he was complimentary of OG. Let's hear Hart after the game with the MSG crew. Here we go.
Your 5th triple-double.
Hang on. I see MSG's feed is good volume-wise, so I got to get this back down to 100, or else people listening on the podcast in the morning will be pretty pissed at me. All right, so let me settle down the volume and start over. Here we go.
Your 5th triple-double was...
Hold on, wait 1 second.
We're waiting 1 second for Josh Hart. Making an appearance on national television as Jalen Brunson gets interviewed. The triple-double, Josh, just one small part of a team effort today. What did it take to pull this one out in OT?
Took a little bit of everything, man. We've been trying to find it the last couple games. We just got to go out there and compete. I feel like we did that. We let it slip away a little bit in the second half. We got to get better, but going through adversity, it happens all the time. So happy we were able to do that head on and get a win.
What was the mindset going into the OT after you had the game in hand? Then had to go an extra 5 minutes.
Go win the game. I think that's the biggest thing. We can't change anything that happened in the past. We got 5 minutes to go out there and win the game. OG started it off with, a big dunk right there, and then we got to stop. JB hit a 3. But OG, man, we got to give him a lot of credit. He came alive for us big time in that, that overtime, and he helped us get that dub.
What can you say about the defense, Josh, before we let you go? There were 5 different chances for the Sixers to take the lead in regulation. You turned them away every single time.
Yeah, man. That's something that we got to hang our hat on. We got to be better defensively. We got to communicate it better. We got to be better on ball. But at the end of the day, it feels good to go out there, get stops, and finish those possessions with rebounds.
You're 3 triple-doubles away from tying Clyde's record. Josh, congratulations.
Watch out, Clyde.
Thanks for the time, Josh.
3 away. Wow. Impressive, man. Impressive. The guy talks about no ego, being selfless, sacrificing. As you said, he did it, man.
And you see how even selfless he is in the post game with talking to Clyde and everybody, right? Where he's like, yo, you got to give credit to OG. That's leadership right there, where even if we don't know who exactly who he's talking about when it comes to egos and stuff like that, the fact that he's acknowledging other people who are contributing to these wins, he's not just taking the full responsibility, even though he played a huge part in tonight's victory. That's that leadership that you want to see from somebody who's also just putting it out on the line every single night. So, Josh Hart, man, that's why, even though he doesn't have a C on his chest, he is the other captain of this team.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Yeah, big time, big time. And somebody on Instagram wanted us to respond to the comments he made about.
He said a couple times.
Hang on, I know Ian. This is the Ian thing, and we don't have time.
He said a couple times.
But Ian basically said that it should raise eyebrows, and that it was definitely about someone. He said some people internally don't think he was just throwing out cliches. The Josh Hart ego thing. Saying it twice in the span of a few days, it should raise eyebrows. So the same thing that we all said. When he said it twice in 2 days, he's directing it at somebody. But what I said earlier on the show today with Sky Zoo was it's a good thing. The friction internally, it's a good thing. It's a great thing. All teams have to overcome adversity, and look, it's same way in life. Everyone's not going to be pulling in the same direction when you first get together. You got to build chemistry. You got to learn each other. You got to sacrifice for each other, relationships, business, whatever it is. And especially in sports, you have to have that friction, whether it's coach or player or player to player. You got to work together and figure each other out. So that's his way of leading. And I think him being the vocal leader in the locker room is very important, because that might not be, or at least it doesn't appear to be, Jalen's strength. Jalen's strength is leading by example. I'm going to go out there, after this embarrassing loss, let's go kill tonight. And that's what he does, right? He leads by example on the court.
And you need that.
And you need that. But Josh, he's the mouthpiece. He's the guy that's going to speak. And I think that's necessary. Hold these guys accountable. Like, yo, if you're playing soft, if you're not playing the right way, and maybe he's speaking to said individual or individuals privately, which is good, right? You don't got to call him out and embarrass him in public, but you still want to make it clear, like, hey, we're not playing up to a standard here. I like that.
Yeah, and I think the way that he does it, it's very classy, right? Where he's like, yo, there is a little bit of friction in the locker room. I'm going to acknowledge it. And I'm going to let everybody else know, I'm going to let other people know that there is something going on in the locker room. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but it also puts that person, hopefully he does talk to them and just addresses it in the locker room and, make amends and everyone gets on the same page. But it's also saying, like, I'm not afraid to address the issue over here. Like, there's going to be issues at any part, as you just stated, CP, in life, no matter what part of life, you're going to have to overcome some form of adversity. And so for this team to build and get better, it's not going to be all smooth and easy sailing, And so for this, it's just a step in their journey, this chapter of the season. How are they going to overcome it and become that championship caliber team that, was discussed at the beginning of the season? Because ultimately that's where the frustration is coming from, right? They know that they can play better. They know what the expectations are. They talked about it on their podcast when the Thunder were coming up on Friday last week. So they know what the expectations are. And they're looking to meet those expectations, not just to make the fans happy, but because they also have their own goals that they want to achieve. And of course, there's financials that go with it. And so everyone needs to get on the same page. And sometimes that means sacrificing your own accolades for the betterment of the team. And, we can't forget that part of the game too, right? Where money's made not only for the players but for agents, and so there's a lot of moving parts with why guys perform the way that they do, why they sulk, why they want certain things to occur, like being defensive player, getting scoring titles, making All NBA, being an All-Star. That's extra money to all these other guys, and so they're thinking about that too. And to get to those points, you're going to need certain numbers. You're going to need certain type of performances. And so when Josh is saying that, it's like, guys, we can all get there if we all contribute to doing the same thing. And that shouldn't necessarily be number one priority on your mind. The team should be number one, and then everything will fall into place if you're meant to win it. And so it's good that he's addressing that right now.
Yeah. There you go, man. Good points by you. And great job. Great game by the roommates. Mikal Bridges, Nova Knicks coming through, man. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. I wanted to do our giveaway for tonight, man. But for some reason, there's like a glitch on the dashboard on the YouTube side. I couldn't even put up a poll for the shirts and whatnot, and I can't control the chat without that. So I can only see the chat through my phone. So we'll hold off on this until Friday. We'll double up. We'll do 2 giveaways on Friday if they beat the Timberwolves. We'll do 2, man. We'll do 2. But we'll save that. So for my franchise channel members, just hang tight and we will get to that. All right, so let's wrap with the final calls of the night. Sayquizzy, go ahead and unmute your mic. Rapid fire. Let's go.
You hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. How you feeling, bro?
Good win today, and today I want to thank you, CP, because your picks won me some money, so I will be buying.
There you go.
Be buying that. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty.
It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. What you took the same points on Underdog?
The only thing I didn't do was the Devo. I added more, but like the 3 picks with Maxey, Brunson, and Josh.
Okay.
I added more, but it still won me money, so I'm still thanking you.
There you go, man.
But Cat, he need to burn that shirt. He's tripping. I don't know what's up with him. That is crazy.
And he claims it was a sweat stain. Shout out to Tyler for finding this. Shout out to KFTV Tyler. Here we go. I'm pulling it up on the Jumbotron. Hey, Twitter, sweat stains ain't it on ESPN. Had to pull another fit out. Anyway, go Birds.
Oh, my God.
Where's the cap GIF? Let's look at it for the cap joint here. I'm live tweeting on KFTV, man. I think I'm gonna go with this one. I think this one's pretty funny.
Crazy bit.
Yeah, go ahead, Sayquizzy. Go ahead, bro.
Then Josh Hart, man, he does everything. Like the little plays where the Sixers grab a rebound and he end up getting a jump ball and end up getting a steal and a fast break. With that play, like, man does everything. Sims trade value went up a little bit today. He got some boards, got some points. Like to see that. And then Captain Brunson, man, he was in playoff mode, man. Just love to see it. So inspirational.
Yeah.
Now let's win Friday game. And I liked another thing I like was how many rebounds we was getting. I don't know, watching it, I felt like we had like a bunch of second chances.
Yeah,
we was getting a lot of rebounds and more shots up. That's what I want to see.
They had 15 offensive rebounds. I mean, that's effort, man. Good.
That's what I like to see, because that was from last year. Even when we was missing, we was getting rebounds and getting more shots up.
Yeah.
But that's all I really got to say. Hopefully Friday we get a dub, but that's it.
There you go, man. Sayquizzy, man. Congratulations to you. And shout out to you, man. Talk Friday, man. Salute. Sayquizzy on the Discord. My man doubled down on it, Al. What do you think? They had a Karl Anthony Towns ISO cam on you for the whole game? My man said sweat stains. Okay, buddy.
Sweat stains.
He doubled down.
Who was the ESPN person that said he tweeted like what was it? It was when Ime Udoka got hired. He's like the first black coach for the Boston Celtics. Is like, wait a minute. Doc Rivers was around, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we can go back to Bill Russell, who was a player coach too. Like, we can keep what's going on here?
Yeah,
and then he's like, "Oh, sorry, my Twitter got hacked." It's like, okay, buddy. Doubling down. Okay, buddy.
All right. Shout out to Cap, man. We just having some fun with you, Cap, man. All good. Next time, just don't rock that shirt no more. Just don't.
Do we want to bury Philly even more down in the dumps? Because shout out to not friend of the program, Keith Pompey, showing some videos of how empty it was.
Yeah, it was, man. I like what you said. Not friend of the program. Yeah, he's barred from KnicksFanTV. Yeah.
Never coming through.
He's never come through. But shout out to him, man. Health and happiness to you, Keith. But yeah, shout out to our guy, Dave Early, man. Shout out to our guy.
Yes.
Send Dave our regards for tonight, Al. Shout out to Dave, man.
Shout out to you, Dave. We always appreciate you.
Yeah,
not you, Keith.
Yeah, Casey Jones too was a black coach for the Celtics. But anyway, we digressed. All right, a couple more rapid fires. Carlo from the Philippines got a rapid fire. Let's go.
Hey, kamusta kayo, CP and Alex?
How you feeling, man?
Yeah, great win, but I have hypertension. I'm pretty old, and I hate the feeling of my cholesterol percolating during these cardiac games. But still a great win.
Cardiac Knicks, man. I love it. It's fun, man. I love it. Yeah.
But Brunson and Hart were great, of course. One boo-boo for Jalen, though, is missing 2 straight free throws and giving the crowd free chicken, or maybe he just did it for the Knicks fans watching. I don't know. Maybe and Mikal was great. OG, the British Bulldog, and not so, but I'm kind of salty for the 3 for 10 on the 3 points, and he's not moving and rotating properly on offense. But I hope he snaps out of it. Precious got 2 blocks on Maxi. He could have got 3, but the other one is tending. But overall, he did a good job defensively. And I just saw a funny moment in the game. Josh Hart is just a goofball. But did you guys see the Mikal alley-oop in OT where Josh accidentally punched Mikal in the lips?
Yeah,
on the lips during the celebration?
I thought so. I was like, wait, did he punch Mikal in the face?
I was thinking, maybe Josh was thinking, this is his only chance to get back at Mikal for that OKC game.
Yeah, that's right, man. I thought so, man. But yeah, just a good vibe overall by the Nova Knicks, and just a much needed win for sure.
Yeah. But I have a last question though.
Yeah.
I'm not good in creating trade scenarios, but do you guys want Yves Missy and Trey Murphy for Mitch and Sims, and is it that? Is it doable?
Hey, I do it in a blink. There's no chance they're getting those guys. Man.
I was also thinking
no chance.
But anyway, thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, man. Appreciate it, man. No chance, man. You know.
They're another team that needs to keep talent. I mean, you got Zion, you got Brandon Ingram that they're like, that experiment's not working out, so they're trying to keep as much talent there as possible. Even Trey Murphy and Herb Jones, like they're going to probably keep those guys just because if you're going to move either Zion or Ingram, you need something to hang your hat on. So
yeah, no chance. A lot of people have asked me about Missy. He's a scrapper. I liked him in the draft, And maybe the Knicks did too. You know, remember, if you guys go back to the Woodson interview, I did ask Woodson how they felt about Khalil Ware. And he said they did check in on him. And remember, in the draft, there was a run on those centers that was kind of like, you know, guys that we talked about, like, maybe they may be interested in those guys. And so, you know, we'll never know, obviously. And clearly when they picked the French kid, it was financial reasons. They moved down to get him. They wanted to clear as much cap space as they could. But remember, Khalil Ware went 15. I'm just pulling it up right now. Ware went 15. Missy went 21. And the Knicks at 25 picked up Dadier. So who knows? Who knows if he was an option there, if he could have gotten him, if they could have gotten him later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, like I've been thinking about it too with regards to draft, and even though you don't get them at those moments, it's like you never know what happens down the line. You could always get those guys at some other point, at some other transaction. So, you know, it stinks, right? Because when we talk about center depth at the beginning of the season, you'd want somebody like that. But we also don't know if you'd actually get playing time here, right? Like, what Green is doing down in New Orleans and the need for Missy is different than what the need is in New York, right?
That's
There's a different, and I would say the expectations are slightly different, where I'm sure the Pelicans would love to be in that championship contender status, but they're just looking to get some continuity at this point just to be in the postseason, right? They're looking just for that to get back on track. Knicks are looking to take that next step after all the trades that they made. So
yeah, good points.
Different.
Good.
And by the way, it was who was it? Jay Williams that claimed that he got hacked after he said Ime Udoka was the first black coach for the Boston Celtics.
For some reason, that doesn't surprise me. Well, shout out to Jay, man. Maybe he'll come on KFTV one of these days. Call back anytime. All right, Jiggy on the Discord. And close us out, man. You the closer tonight, man.
EP, Alex, I'm here.
How you doing, man? Thanks for your patience, man. I know you've been waiting for a while, man. So we kept the lines open for you, man.
Yes, sir. Great win. I'm hyped. Great dub. Yep. Josh Hart again. Triple dub.
Mr. Everything, man.
I had him for the same thing for Toronto's game. I was 3 short, so I was happy for him to get it tonight. Pressure Achua, Jericho Sims. Oh man. Block party. Jericho Sims moving his feet, catching rebounds, putting it back up, not being scary. This a Jalen Brunson, like vintage. I don't like great. I mean, this was actually the first game I felt comfortable without having Cat. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Comfortability was great. Like, even though it was hectic, we still was able to control the team, call timeouts, efficiency. Mikal Bridges scoring. His jump shot is fast, but once it falls, it falls. We gotta be grateful for it. Mikal, he's doing good. He was in a slump. He's scoring, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know, like great dub. Hopefully, take this momentum to Minnesota, and let's keep on rolling. Now 9 straight win streak. That was great to see, great to watch.
Yes,
I
sir.
I want more. I'm hyped.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, man. Call back anytime, bro.
Of course.
That's Jiggy on the Discord. All right, salute to Jiggy. And salute to all our callers tonight, man. Okay, one thing I want to close out with. I did tell the people I was going to play the soundbite from the orthopedist on the Towns injury. Let's run through it real quick. I haven't heard it yet, so I might skip around on it if it's nothing like crazy. But all right, let's hear it. Here it is with our guy Brandon London. Shout out to our guy. And here he is. Okay, here we go.
Orthopedic surgeon over at NYU Langone Health about what could be going on with Carl Anthony Towns' thumb. Doc, how you feeling this morning? Thanks for hopping on with us.
I'm feeling great. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Oh man, what did go to an ad? Hang on.
It was like last week we were talking about Carl Anthony Towns' jumper's knee. It's like the man's got 9 lives, but you only got 2 thumbs. And you've worked alongside NBA players before, and I'm sure you've seen guys get hurt and go back into the game. But did it kind of concern you to see him attempt to play through the thumb injury?
Brandon, players always want to go back in the game, and it's our job as team docs to help them do that. But at the same time, we also have to protect them from going back in too early and putting themselves at risk. So when determining if a player can go back, it's our primary goal to determine if they would be putting themselves at greater risk of injury. So for ligament injuries of the fingers, there are some sideline tests you can do to assess where on the spectrum of severity that injury is, ranging from a sprain, like it sounds like in this case, to a complete rupture. So the Knicks have a really competent medical team. I'm sure they performed those tests. So honestly, I wasn't concerned when I saw him go back in.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially with him being, the blockbuster trade. You're playing at the guard. You want to show that New York grit and toughness. But I guess what's going to be the best or worst case scenarios for Cat with this thumb sprain? Do you expect him to miss any time? Should they shut him down?
Yeah, so the term sprain relates to the injury to the ligament ranging from a stretch to a complete rupture. And when they use the term sprain, like in the injury report, they're usually meaning it's on the lower end of the spectrum and more of a stretch as opposed to a complete tear. So in that situation, the best case scenario would be maybe missing no time and even playing tonight, which is certainly possible. However, as any of us that have actually played basketball know, there's a whole spectrum of jammed fingers which you can have, and they're not all created equally. So sometimes it takes a couple days to get back in to have full form.
Let's talk about, because we always talk about professional athletes, and we get the best doctors like you and the best trainers. But for your weekend warriors or your guys that hoop at the YMCA or 24-hour fitness, they don't get that type of professional treatment. So for those who aren't professional athletes, would their recovery from a thumb sprain differ, or would it kind of be similar?
So I really love that question because I get patients all the time with injuries that.
All right, we can call that. I mean, we don't have to talk about everyday athletes. So basically, he said, hey, it could be day to day, or he could play on it. I'm sure it's just a tolerance thing, and whether the swelling goes down.
Yeah, that's it. I think you summed it up perfectly. There's nothing more to really add to that. It's like,
there we go.
How he feels.
All right, there we go. Hospital for special surgery. Hit me up, man. Dr. Fanchise got you. Rest.
Oh, good Lord. Oh,
rest
no.
Or play Friday. But if we rocking with KnicksFanTV, we're playing. We got Julius. We got Dante and them coming into the Garden on Friday night. Friday night Knicks. Robert Randolph and all that. We got to do it just to get there, Al. We trying to get this W, man. We can't have Dante and Julius and Ant-Man and them getting revenge. We need a big bodega out there against his old team. We're going to spring it up, wrap it up, cast it up. We'll be ready to go, man.
You're the doctor all the players want.
Yeah.
Hey, Doc, can I play through this? What do you got? I got a broken hip. Yeah, sure. Just put some ice on it.
Why not? We going all 82, all 48, whatever it takes. Do it just to get there, man. We're talking minutes. Give me a break. We didn't really hear from the Minutes Police tonight, right? They were kind of quiet. Minutes Police. I was hoping I would hear from somebody today. I did. Somebody did say, where was Shabbat at tonight? On the goddamn bench, man.
Well, you know the thing is, CP? The thing is that Nick Nurse is also like Tibbs, where he likes to play his guys heavy minutes. So
yeah, Maxie's at the top of the list. You know?
Maxie played 46 minutes tonight. Yeah. Josh Hart played 49. I mean, at this point, it was a battle like who's going to play whose players the most.
Yeah. Yeah, man. If we have anybody from our team, #new, go ahead and leave me a #new in the chat. Type in #new. Shout out to the Superchats. Maxwell Walter, $10 Super Chat. Al says, let's go. Much needed W. Tried to cough it up at the end, but Captain Clutch came through. Shout out to the dog. Heart salute. Maxwell Walter, salute to you. Santana. Great game, CP. You know I was rocking a KFTV snap. Shout out to you, Santana. We got Jeffrey Glynn. $5 Super Chat says, I felt like Bridges and OG did fine for the most part at Maxey. He took 32 shots to get 33 points. He made some big ones at the end, though. Yeah, I thought it was a tell two halves for him. You know, I thought they did a fairly good job, but also Maxey just seemed kind of cold in the first half. The second half, it was Maxey time and kind of had the Knicks reeling a little bit, but good job by them recovering. Above the rim, appreciate you. Rhyme Animal, Chuck D, appreciate you. Josh 87, salute to you. Terry Cal 2 as well. Anthony N, $5 Super Chat says, I was at the game. Knicks fan takeover at MSG. He said MSG South. You know, Philly's not South. It's Mid-Atlantic. MSG Mid-Atlantic. We established there. DC, Philly, You know what I'm saying?
I'm waiting for someone in the chat to be like, well, technically, CP, it is south of New York City.
Ain't no Mason-Dixon line in Philadelphia. Come on, man. Do your social studies, people. Come on, man.
Oh, man.
Shout out to Tutto Azzurri, Al. It's a guy from Italy, man. It's our Italian brethren, man. $10 super chat. $5 super chat first. He says, salute and respect to CP and all the diehard Giants fans across the pond. Greetings from our entire Italian rugby national team in Italy. God's blessings. So KFTV is rocking in Italy with the rugby team. They're tapping in with the number one show for the fans by the fans. How you like that, man?
I love that. You know I played rugby in college.
Yeah, you did. That's why I mentioned it.
Nice. Let's go.
Yeah.
Maybe we get some. Maybe one day CP will make some KFTV rugby shirts.
That would be hard. I'm a polo guy. I got a couple polo rugbies in the closet.
All right.
It's a good idea by you, man. Hey. Well, you and the R&D team work on it, man. We'll talk about it, man.
All right. Cool.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tuto. He sends a $10 super chat. He says, CP, please mark your calendars on Saturday, February 1st. Team Italy versus Scotland, 5:30 a.m. Eastern, and witness the online destroyer in action, keeping the hospitals busy all day. Please pray for the victims, mate. All right, so there you go. Tuto and the boys, February 1st, Saturday, taking on Scotland at 5:30. Tuto, send me a link. Email me a link, kftbmedia@gmail.com, man. I never even watched a rugby game before.
Serious?
Yeah.
You never watched one? Damn, bro. You missing out.
Yeah, man. Yo, Tuto, man, send us the link, 5:30 a.m. Send us a little shout out on Italian TV, man. You know what I'm saying?
Fun fact, because there's Major League Rugby in the United States now, all right? There used to be a New York rugby team that played in Mount Vernon, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And guess what happened before they closed the team down? Because the investors didn't want to pay for the team anymore.
What?
They won the championship.
There you go. Shout out to them, man.
You can't ruin a dynasty when you don't got to play no more.
That's right. Shout out to Zach E, man. Final Super Chat franchise channel member says, still not loving complaining about fouls. Maxie drew that blocking foul on JB at the end because he was chirping at the ref about wanting an and one. Yeah, they got to clean that up, man. They definitely got to clean that up. I'm with you, Zach. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the franchise channel members. Appreciate our sponsors, Underdog Fantasy. Use code KFTV. See you guys tomorrow. Game of the Week preview. Al, great show. Mods, great show. We out of here. Peace.